Well, now, for the people of Ekiti and Osun states, dates and schedule of activities have been released ahead of the governorship elections in those states by INEC, expected to hold in the states next year. And here are some of the information you need to know. On the 4th of April 2018, there will be commencement of campaign by political parties in public in Ekiti State, and on the 13th of June 2018, that will be the last day for the submission of nomination forms by political parties. The last day of campaigns for the governorship election in Ekiti State will be 12th of July, where the election itself is the 14th of July. Let's flip the page now to Osun State and let's see what INEC has scheduled for the election in Osun State, just a neighboring state there. These are staggered elections hoped to hold next year. The commencement of campaigns will be 24th of June, and the election date has been picked. That is the 22nd of September 2018. Well then, let's look at issues of election. There are a lot of issues on the ground, from the recall of Senator Dino Melaye and a lot of legal issues burden on that matter. The Anambra election is also there. The issues of whether or not Nigeria will use alternative devices to accredit voters for the 2019 election. These are several issues on the table. I have joining me tonight on the program INEC National Commissioner for Voter Education and Publicity, Prince Solomon Soyebi, joins us now in the studio. Many thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
Let me start by asking you, these are the dates that you have scheduled for this election. It seems to have come earlier than we've seen in the last two cycles of election in those states.
Well, I think this is not early.
But it's come rather earlier. I remember 4 years ago, it didn't come this early.
Not this early.
Yeah.
But then I would just say not early enough, or not late enough would be the word. Because it is very good to plan ahead, and that's exactly what we have done this time around. If you remember vividly, even we have institutionalized dates for general elections now on a general election year. We can predict once we want to have elections. It's in the same spirit. We are trying to make sure that we give ample time for preparation on both our side and on the politician side to make sure that these things are done. It's not early in the sense that everybody in the country by now knows that there will be election in Osun next year and that there will be a general election in Ekiti next year. What we have done is just to give the specific dates that this will be done so that at least we can have ample preparation on parts of the political parties and on our own parts too, and then the public, so that you can plan well ahead. If you look at Ekiti, for instance, we are giving the notice is being given for about 9 months. But when we look at Osun, we have about 10 to 11 months notice. The reason is very, very simple. We don't want to give a notice for one general election next year and then come back again and give another one. What we have done is just to have looked at the legal frameworks and then give the specific dates for these elections.
There are fears that INEC may be, I don't know the right word to use now, because the laws are there and INEC is supposed to uphold the law when it comes to elections. For example, in Anambra State, and in fact in Ekiti and Osun State, we are already seeing campaigns in those states even ahead of the time that is stipulated for the campaigns. What is INEC doing in this regard?
Yes, we have said it severally that giving a notice does not amount to, giving an information like this does not amount to notice of election, which is a constitutional timeline. For these two elections, we know the specific dates when elections campaigns are supposed to commence. When we talk about campaign here, we are talking about party campaigns. There's a thin line. It's very difficult for us to differentiate between an individual going around showing its intention, and then a general campaign by a party for a candidate. What we bother ourselves here with is the party campaign. We notified the parties, and we want them seriously during the week too.
Because, Mr. Shoebi, a lot of people had criticized INEC to say INEC is just like a dog that barks but doesn't bite. I mean, if you even look at past elections, the law stipulates how much political parties must spend at elections and how far they need to go to clean their books and come back to INEC. A lot of defaulters are there, and INEC know this. But what have you done?
You can be sure that we are not allow these things to sleep. Let's take the case of party finances, for instance. We came out very strongly yesterday to tell the whole world that during the 2015 elections, only 5 parties complied with the stipulations of rendering accounts for the 2015 elections.
All right.
5 out of 29.